And make sure you sit where there's a partner, because this activity is for you to get the person who's next to you. So let me repeat again for those who've come in. So we're just going to do an activity. First, you just say the first thing, you introduce yourself to person who's next to you, and you can say if you're a nutritionist or you're here just to support and also just to network. Then secondly, what's one nutrition myth you wish everyone will stop believing? So we're together? Okay, I'll give you some time. Let's connect. Yes. Can I repeat? Okay, the first one is you just introduce your name to the person who's next to you. Then secondly, you say what's one nutrition myth you wish everyone will stop believing. Like it's a myth on nutrition that people believe, and yet it's not right, or it's not true. You know what a myth is? Yes, something that people say it is true and it is not true, right? Okay. Some people are very eager to start, so let's. Yeah. Yes. Just those two simple questions. Yeah. Karibu. My brother, karibu sana. Bwana Kelvin. Karibu sana. Just sit next to someone because we are doing an activity. Yes. DJ Kev, you can give us some music kwa umbali. Thank you. advantage. Was a small audience. So we can start from here.
Good morning. My name is Rita. So it turns out that my myth was actually the opposite kind of way. So my myth was a lot of fruits are not particularly healthy. Well, according to social media, apparently, kula fruits mingi sana, that's too much unhealthy sugars. But it turns out is that, you need to have like 3 to 6 different types of fruits, just depending on what time you have your fruit. So don't have them at the end of the day, have them in the middle or at the beginning of the day. So lesson learned already, and the session hasn't started.
Good morning, my name is Tracy. So my myth is the current trend, there's a specific diet for losing weight. And for me that is a myth, because it should be individualized, personalized. Different people are going through different things. So I think you can't have a specific diet to lose weight. It has to be tailor-made. Yeah.
Karibuni sana. Please occupy the seats in front of you, Madam. Thank you very much. Okay, continue.
Good morning, everyone.
Please introduce your name.
Yes. My name is Becky Awino. My neighbor is Wahoo, and her myth was that diabetic food should be boiled. So most of the diabetics feel like they should not include any amount or any type of oil in their foods, but that is untrue.
So they're supposed they can eat fried food.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm learning new things. Fruits here. Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Wahungugi, and we decided to do this a little bit different, where I say her myth and she says my myth. So for Betty, she said her myth is the essence of a nutritionist is to give a list of foods to eat and not to eat, so that even when you're doing the counseling, they kind of want to wait for you to get to the space where you're saying, okay, give me the list of what we need to eat. Like cut to the chase, and, they don't realize that there's so much more that you need to explain to them. Reasons why you're eating what you're eating, why you're not eating what you're not meant to eat, the portions, the interactions. So there's a lot more to a nutritionist giving the counseling than just give me my list and get over with it.
Okay, great. Actually, I'd forgotten to say that. Actually, you share the myth of the person that you introduce yourself to. Thank you.
So
that's why you have a notepad. You see, there's a notepad there. Yeah. Okay. For those who've come in, just pause a bit, Caroline. Introduce yourself to the person that is next to you, and then ask them, what is one nutritional myth that people believe that is not true? Yeah? Sawa, I'll give you to process that, and then we're going to go to the other guys. Okay, Caroline.
Good morning. My friend, yes, Susan.
Introduce yourself first, and then.
I'm Caroline Wanjiko. I'm a nutritionist. I don't know whether to say whether it's a myth, but most people believe that nutritionists, we are boring in the choice of food. We only survive on vegetables, food that is uncooked, which is not tasty. And I wish people would know that we enjoy good food when it's cooked in a healthy way. Yes.
Thank you. I've heard about that before.
Morning, everyone. My name is Susan Mushiri. Caroline is my neighbor. I'm not a nutritionist, so I just got to listen and share the myth that she has just shared.
Okay, let me just have the mic. Those ones, I'll give them to, they're still processing, eh? They're still loading. Yeah, and then we can go behind you.
Good morning, my name is Chris. What's my myth? People believe that you should have as much water as you can. But I believe that some excessive amount of water can overwhelm your kidneys as well.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Irene, and the myth that I shared was people believe that nutritionists belong to the kitchen, and
yeah, that one I have heard.
I think
sure.
that's very wrong, and people should change that perspective about nutrition. Yeah,
I'm with you on that one, Kabisa. That's why we are here. Yeah. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Wanda, and one myth I believe people are hesitant on changing is carbs are bad. Everywhere you go, people are like, I don't eat carbs, but really everything that when eaten in moderation is helpful, and carbs are very important. Yeah.
I agree. Waru Nation. Yeah. Yes.
Hello, morning to everyone. My name is Chetna. I am a clinical nutritionist and a renal specialist. I practice at MediEarth Life Care, PMC. Well, the myth which I would like to share is that people generally believe that we can eat a lot of nuts and seeds, like eating nuts and seeds is healthy. But the fact and the reality lies in the truth is that every person has a body weight, and as per the body weight we have recommended dietary allowances. So there is some particular dietary allowance as per your body weight, and the amount of which basically determines the amount of nuts and seed a person should consume. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much for that.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Kelvin. I don't want to give a lot of needs. I know that is not my field, but I grew up thinking that I should be taking food at least thrice a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I don't know how true that is. Thank you.
Morning.
So you take two times or three? Okay.
Morning.
Morning.
My name is Esther Minor. So one of the myths we've shared, we've just exchanged with my neighbor. It's that all fats are bad, but it's not all fats that are bad. We have unsaturated fats, which are also good for us.
Mm-hmm.
So not all fats are bad. Yeah.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Irene. My neighbor's myth was carbs are your enemy. I think this has already been mentioned. And we all know that is not true.
Okay.
By now.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Gladys Kendi. And the myth of my colleague is that people tend to believe that one should give up their favorite food so as they can be able to lose weight. And really, I don't think that's true, because I think it's how you portion and the quantity of your consumption. Sometimes it could be not that favorite food is what is making you gain weight. Yeah.
Thank you. I think that's something that many people need to know. Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Marlene Kireru, and one of the myths my colleague has shared is believing that making a meal plan is like the one for the restaurant.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That it's that easy, and it has a lot of calculations so that you can get a very good meal plan.
Yes, that's something new that I've learned today. Yeah, Melissa, please look for the mic. Okay. Yes, we have somebody behind there.
Hi, everyone. My name is Phyllis. One of the myths that is that skipping meals can make you lose weight. But sometimes it can actually make you to overeat later, so you won't meet your goal of losing weight.
Yes, yeah, I hear there's some people coughing there because yes, you know, it's amazing how we're informed by, you know, by these myths, and people just stick to them, and yet people are misinformed. You know, I was sharing to Chris, there's this whole the biggest myth I think that many people talk about is about red meat. Yeah, that red meat is not good for you. Yeah, me, I love nyama choma. I like barbecuing, but I know that there's a limit that you need to take. But that's the thing that has been thrown to us, that red meat is not healthy. Yeah, and it's amazing how you find out that actually, like what she's talking about fats, talking about carbohydrates. I think the way the person said that we need to have a balanced diet, I think they were not wrong. So we need to have a portion of everything, but in a way that it's able to become healthy for us. Okay, so we'll have another time to do another icebreaker again, and so at this time, I want to welcome each and every one of us. Thank you for those who came early. I told guys, you know, we have already served, the guys who came in, we've already served the refreshment. So just know you're here, nikujikaza, mpaka 2 p.m. You know, if you didn't come early, we've already eaten. Eh? So, poleni. Anyway, just on a light note. So just to explain the geography of this place, the rooms of convenience, if you need to go and if you need to go. Just when you came in, you came through the staircase. Just at the staircase, when you go down, you turn on your right, you will see the ablution block. That's a very hard word, but it just means where the washrooms are. So the ablution block is on your right. You will see the gents and the ladies. And then just to remind you that we are in a members club. So there's some places that are restricted for us. So I just want to request that this hall and outside is ours. So we can be able to interact. You can be able to use the space. If you go to my left, you will be going towards now the members club, and there's some places where there's restriction in terms of even using your mobile phone. Yeah, so if you use a mobile phone, Oncotrition are the ones who are going to be fined. So, and I believe that's not what we want. So, and if you need any directions, ask me. Melissa is here, and so we can be able to just give you directions on that. But all in all, karibu sana. We are very happy and we are very excited to have you today, and we have a nice session. By the time we leave here, we'll have learned a new thing, we'll have interacted, you know, get to know somebody that you didn't come with. It's also a networking vibe for us. So please, just get to know someone. You know, you never know what that network connection will bring. So with no further ado, I'm going to move to the next session, and I want to welcome our CEO, that is Tracy Ann Washeke, who's the CEO of Oncotrition Healthcare Limited, just to tell you what Oncotrition is all about and what are we doing and the things we are doing and the products we have. So, and even just to share with us the vision behind this. So put your hands together as I welcome Tracy Ann. Karibu sana.
Thank you, Jimmy. Good morning, everyone. Now, me, I think guys already know how I present. I move a lot. So if I come sit next to you, don't panic. I'm not asking questions. I'm interacting with you. we all have a pen and a paper, right? So it's a very interesting game. I'm a person who loves games. For those who were there the last time we played, so let me see how well you did with your networking. So, Chris, I have a very simple question for you. Could you please name 4 or 5 doctors off your head?
What kind of doctors? PhDs in general?
Anytime. No, people you'd see in a hospital.
People that you see in a hospital?
Yeah.
Dr. Aboga?
Uh-huh. Even if you're lying, at least you have a name.
Oh, Dr. Moka?
Mm-hmm. At least you have 2. So now, would you mention 2 nutritionists? Not me, not anybody you've met in this room. So that's...
What about guys at the gym?
Those not nutrition.
Okay, then I don't know any.
Good. Thank you. So just hold the mic, we'll pass it to someone else. So on your piece of paper, name for me 5 doctors. Or even 10, even 20. Some of us even have 30 doctors. The ones online, on your piece of paper, write your 5. Yeah, Chris, now you can use your pen and your paper. 5, or even 20. And then on the same piece of paper, Kevin. On the same piece of paper, you write as many nutritionists that you know, and people not in this room. For nutritionists, people that you have not studied with, people who you do not work with. For nutritionists. There's no cheating. Let's see how good you talk to each other. Are we done? That's easy. This is why it's called a networking. Oh, you're back. It's very easy. On your piece of paper, take your pen, write 5 doctors, even 20 if you have, and then the same equivalent number, write the name of the nutritionists. Like how many nutritionists do you know? If you know 10 doctors, 10 nutritionists. Not everybody in this room. It's okay even if you know none. That's why we are here. You'll know some. Yeah. Okay. Are we done? So not for my fellow people, no cheating, no classmates, no workmates. Yeah. So maybe we can just take 5 or 4 of you, and then if you look into your list and you see you have only 1, please, networking. Know someone today. The next time you come, you know someone. So by the time we're doing the 3rd or the 4th, maybe you'll even have 20 nutritionists. To me, we have really used the front lane, so we'll start from the behind and then pick. I think I'll go with 1 lady, 1 gent. Ladies, just Jimmy, you're picky ponky. Yep. Introduce yourself. Just say hi to us. We won't get tired hearing your voices today.
Hi once again.
Hi.
My name is Malin Kireru.
Yes.
So you want to know the doctor?
How many doctors do you have?
6.
Oh, wow. How many nutritionists do you have?
8.
8. No classmates? No workmates?
Yes.
Good. We'd want to meet you after this. Yeah? Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, wahoo. How many doctors do you have?
Okay, I wrote 5 doctors and 5 nutritionists.
Ah, no classmates? Are there any that you have ever met from the mentee class? Did you write some of your
No,
classmates?
I wrote, I've done a lot of training.
Okay.
Yeah, KNDI training, so
Yes.
I've met a couple of them there.
Good. Now, we need to meet you to know how you've gotten the 5 or 8. So now, one gentleman or two. Today we are doing a lot of quiz. For the online subscribers, please write on the chat box. We'd also want to know. Yes.
I think I have 4 doctors.
Yes.
1 nutritionist.
1.
Yeah.
And you're one of our mentors. You don't even remember one you only remembered one mentee.
You said those that are not here. I'm assuming they are here.
Okay. All right. Thank you, thank you. Thank you all for participating. That was part of why Oncotrition Healthcare was born. Okay? We'll still play more games. Don't put your notebook aside. You know, we've gone to conferences or meetings and you're given that pen and the notepad. You leave with them the way the way they were placed on the desk. That's the same way you'll put them in your bag. So for today, you will sketch, you will write, so that you remember when you go home. So Oncotrition was born in 2010 in my mind. Okay? It was uko, the back of my mind. And the reason why this wasn't supposed to be the name. You know, in Kenya, you are told to suggest the names that you want. I had really good names. And then this one, they were like, you have to have 5. Some things that we didn't know. So I was like, I only have 4. So now I need to have, okay, I have a passion for oncology. I am actually certified. I do oncology nutrition. So I was like, let me do Oncotrition. Shock and oh behold, that's the name that was picked. And then it really frustrated me because I was like, everybody would identify this organization as Cancer Nutrition Wellness Center or Care. But here's what happens. You don't give up. I was like, okay, this is the name I've been given. I'm supposed to work with cancer patients. Great. But now it can be a mother. A mother can even have how many children? 10, 15, you know? So it gave birth to a couple of babies. So as we continue, we'll see those 2 babies. So we do have Nutripreneurship, and we do have Smart Spoon Plus. So why was Oncotrition discovered? As we know, we have global healthcare shifts towards personalized and preventative care. So everybody, I think most of us, nutritionists, we're meeting people are like, you're meeting them towards the end of their care. If it's for me, when I was working in the cancer center, I'd get patients stage 3, stage 4. I'm like, where I should have met this person stage 1, or when they're just being told you need to change your diet, or you know, if you just exercise, things would be better. So that's why the shift is coming. And I said, we need to do it. We need to make a change. Now we have malnutrition. I work in a different department. I took a break from cancer. So I went to now wellness. Every single day, out of 10, I don't miss to see over 6 people newly diagnosed DM, hypertension, high cholesterol, weird diseases those are lifestyle diseases, non-communicable. So, by the way, for those who are leaving this room, malnutrition in 2 ways. You know, back then we just used to know malnutrition is the skinny people. Now we have obesity. So we have overweight and underweight. And with that, I also now wondered, how will I reach clients? We have clients who are in Nanyuki, people asking you, where can I find you? Clearly, Chris knows no one. Kevin was our mentor. He knows one. So imagine people who are out there who didn't get an opportunity to come here. Where would they find us? So it's either now we make awareness through, we are evolving digital. And that's why today's panelist, we have someone in digital. 'digital. And above that, we also have, healthcare delivery and entrepreneurship. And one thing when I was doing, I read a lot. I just pass through things. And you can't create anything without even understanding why you're creating it. So I was reading a paper. I don't know if you can actually even Google right now. Just use Google Scholar and just go to Kenya Labor Market Analysis for 2023. There's a nice graph there. They have doctors, pharmacists, physiotherapists, and the graph, we are number 4. Not of employment, unemployed staff, healthcare workers. This has to change. This has to change. So I'm going to give a mic randomly to someone, and they're going to tell us how many nutritionists do they think are in Kenya. Even our own. Just pass to, give me, this one is yours. Give anyone. You don't know. Just give a number. How many do you think we are registered?
In Kenya?
Yes, just in Kenya, your home.
I think 200 to 250 might be there.
Okay, good. Anyone? Watu wamenyamaza sana. These two ladies. Yeah. Na musipe.
I think 30,000.
30,000? Don't be surprised. It can be possible. You know, the good thing about networking, you don't have to be a nutritionist to answer this. Hata ma DJ wanaweza jibu swali. Even them, they're going to leave here knowing nutritionists.
150.
150? Good. Shock on you. When I was doing this article, when I was researching, it was 2023. Sawa. We were 13,500. And when this article was out, it was in September. KNDI, that is our board, towards the end of the year, we have people graduating to go 2025. So you can imagine 14,500, and Chris knows no one. Kevin Atara, I know you just know me. So imagine, where are the rest? People are shifting their careers, and you can see the numbers of malnutrition is rising. So that is why Oncotrition was born, because of this. We are in a country, we still have malnourished people, yet we have unemployed, registered and licensed nutritionists. So, you know, we have to create a solution in a situation. So what's the situation? I don't blame why we are over 13,000 and we cannot be found. Why? Because when you go to school, I have done certificate, I have done diploma, I have done a degree, and I'm a master's holder. But a story for another day. When I went to school, I was only shown 2 ways of getting money from my education. Either I work in a hospital, which working in a hospital is a calling. Trust me, it is not for everyone. You will wake up one day and you're like, there's a day I think I lost 8 patients. And the next day, the ones that I had left, I knew for sure I'd get more living. So it's not easy. And then, if you're not working in a hospital, what happens? You either work in an NGO. Getting an NGO job, you have to be trained even to know how to write that CV. Where are you being trained? You've just done biochemistry, pharmacology. Those are things. CV. You write a letter. Address is on the left, right. By the time they're just looking at your CV, out. So that is the situation we have right now. And then the other thing is traditional nutrition service delivery. What's the problem? Our mentors are the ones who are educating us that the system, you only work in 2 areas. So the service delivery, now here comes the other question. How long do you think it takes me as a nutritionist to generate a plan for you?
Oh, wow. I don't know, a day?
A day, okay. So a day, I see a client for 45 minutes, and then I take a whole day to create a plan. How much would you pay?
That's a very interesting question. But you see, now I have to support my professionals. That's a very good amount.
just give me a number. Why are people shy? Ata 100 ni pesa tu.
5,000 and above.
Who wants a client? Yes. So that's the problem. How we deliver. Imagine seeing one client who's giving you 5,000 for one day. By the time you need to pay rent, you won't even survive. 2 days you've quit. You're going now to start doing another thing. So we needed to change this as Oncotrition. High unemployment for nutritionists. And at the end of the day, healthcare consumers, all these people here apart from us, they don't even know where to find us. So the importance of networking. So what are the solutions we have? Okay, who are we? Our mission, very easy. We are using technology. Please, it's cheaper, it's efficient. I had a clinic. I went, you know that dream of having a consultancy office branded. Wow, it was nice having your logos there. You don't even know legal taxation. I didn't even know. So by the time I'm coming to file my returns, I'm being told, yeah, you are not filing the monthly one. I'm like, which monthly one? What? I had a good fine. I had a really good fine, but who is God? I was able to write, please waiver me. So now I realized the next time we will open something, if I suffered that, how many other nutritionists behind me are they suffering? And that led me to close down shop. So closing down shop, the accessibility, because let me tell you, I am biased, but I've asked questions to the gentlemen. Have you ever told even your own father to go to hospital for a checkup? That is a big no. So not everybody wants to come to a hospital to be checked. So they want places where they are comfortable, even in the comfort of their home. So we, as nutrition, our mission, Oncotrition, our mission is to transform nutrition through technology. We are going to empower healthcare with innovative solutions. We have something really nice for you today. And then the vision, not just Kenya, we want to be in a place where Africa recognizes that premier healthcare technology company. And then our values, of course, if you're in technology, you have to be innovative. And I'm so happy that my team, they are very creative. Anybody who has interacted with my team, they think on their box. They are very, very innovative. So integrity, here, if it's not possible, it's not possible in Oncotrition. We don't have back doors. Accessibility, if you want us, we are there. If you call us, we are there. I think you didn't have even stress coming today. Transparency and efficient, and we are very committed. So our solution, we have the 2 products. We have Nutripreneurship program. This is just to empower nutritionists. I'll talk about it more. And we have a tech. We have a nice software, which we'll show you. It's called Smart Spoon Plus. Why we chose that, the names, I'll explain as we proceed. And then above all, did you know if you're wasted, if you're best, you can't perform at your 100. So if you can't perform at your 100, you can't be very productive and deliver. So not just to nutritionists, we're looking forward to increase the economic growth. So we have Nutripreneurship program. How many knew about this Nutripreneurship program? How many who have attended the Nutripreneurship program? Nice. Niko na maswali zenyu mingi sana. So this is a 6-week training. We are hoping it will go even to an 8-week training because everybody's like 6-week. You can attest? Yeah. We need to increase to 8 weeks. Good. So we take nutritionists through personal development. How do you build your brand? Do you know your niche? I think when we were sending the invites, the directions, dress code tulisema nini? Wacha tuone who reads emails. Huyo tunashika watu. Yeah. Tulisema dress code ni nini? Yes. There's someone who has said, can you just make him, give him the mic, he says it louder.
I'm assuming you got the same email as me.
Yes.
You dress the way you would want to be addressed.
Good, good. You know? So, me, I wore green. I love food, and I had to represent Oncotrition. Sawa, sawa. So business effectiveness, deeper understanding on the market. It's easy as you don't even know how to brand, not just yourself. Personal is about yourself, the business. You don't even know how to brand yourself, as easy as even on IG. That one I'll leave for Mr. Chris to take you through. We have innovation. Be creative. Please, meal plan. You don't even think of putting color on that piece of paper. You're just black and white. That's one way of being creative. Everybody's talking about AI. Tengeneza karatasi ikae presentable. Okay? And then we have compliance. Very easy. So personal development, I'm not going to read through this. I just want some of our mentees just to mention one thing they went through about personal development that they enjoyed. See, that's networking. Yeah. So one of the mentee, someone is next to you. So in terms of personal development, what did you enjoy? Or what did you learn that you'd want other people to know?
Hi guys.
Hello.
My name is Melanie. What did I learn in terms of personal development?
Yes. Finding your niche, your weaknesses. Did you learn how to communicate? Your vision?
I think for me it was the goals, SMART.
Mm-hmm.
The mentor really taught us a deeper meaning of SMART, and that stood out for me.
Good. Thank you. So I was part of this. I took some of the mentees through this. And why I was so passionate of being a part of this, it's because we all want to fix ourselves in one cadre. Like in one, I'm sorry, I have nothing against diabetologists, but we want to go to diabetic nutrition, renal nutrition, paths that have already been aligned for us. But we are not willing to think about outside the box. But why are you not willing to think outside the box is because of fear. We had fear. People learned fear is not, people are saying, oh, it's money. Then I'd ask them, if I gave you $100 today, is your fear done? Would you start your business? And most of us realized that that was not the problem. So in terms of entrepreneurship, we still have business effectiveness, as easy as branding, marketing strategies, networking, and collaboration. And then we have innovation. We showed you guys some ways of how to automate your services. We have files. You're working with files everywhere. Some things you can do them on your laptop. So this is the whole entrepreneurship program. If you want to know more, our website is there. You can go check it out. We are going to have classes if you want to join next year. We do have classes in February. Be a part of it. We are here to empower each one of us. And I also learn in the class. So here is our another. So we offer two things, skills and tools. So we take you through how to even talk to your clients. And then after, see, those are skills. We just don't throw you to the woods. We give you now a software that helps you to manage your clients. So drum rolls, please. Hey, people are really sleeping. Hey. So for the mentees, we have a gift for you. You will be awarded 5 credits. So that means 5 good clients to you for free. So you have to look for clients, use the system for free. You have 5 good credits. So Smart Spoon Plus is here for you. At least tupige makofi. Tumewapatia zawadi mzuri. Yeah. Some of our alumni is already using the Smart Spoon Plus. So why is it here? We have really tried to make your processes from manual to time consuming, from being time consuming, manual. Or in case you don't know, thank you for telling us. Do you know how long it takes? We can even take 3 days making a plan. Yeah. If you come with multiple conditions, we will have to take time. So imagine 3 days I have no client. Now you've given me 5,000. So the system is there for you to actually simplify in a span of 45 minutes, even less. Once you're able to use it, 30 minutes is way much. I think we did a pre-run last time. So what does it have? When you know how unique it is? It's because we have 2 databases. I've used other softwares before, and those softwares don't have ugali. They don't have mchicha. they don't have mrenda, they don't have mokimo. They're just pasta, you know, those interesting lasagna. So you're trying to balance those lasagnas into micronutrients and micronutrients. If you're looking into the potassium, my God, your patient is in dialysis already. So we have the local and international food database. We have the Kenya food database, and you also have FDD, which now we have 6,888 foods for you to work around with. Yes, we have all that. So kazi kwenyu. And then you're not going to carry out, you know, the assessment forms. You're carrying, what is your weight? What is your height? Take a calculator, BMI, what's that? You remember those things? Calories. Oh, no. The software, once you input the weight, the height, it does everything for you. You just have to keep on inputting. It calculates. It has an inbuilt calculator. So this is what we have. We have a prescription place. You know, nutritionist people don't know we prescribe. Sindio? So we have that as well. Tutorials will be sent to you to watch. It's actually ready for use. Just go to the website, you choose what you want, and then you use. So why is it beneficial to us? Remember, you don't want to see one client. The 5,000 that Rita has given me for 3 days. So it makes the work easier, efficient, it's accurate, because let me tell you the truth. Healthcare consumers who come to us, ukiniharakisha unataka meal plan, itakufanyia copy pasting. High possibility there will be a copy pasting. So that is errors. You have so many errors. So you're waiting to see change. I'm not losing weight. Yeah, there's a possibility that plan was not yours. I just did some funny edits. So the system is there for us to make work easier. So siyo pesa mingi, sindio? So we have the business model. How much it is, because that's the last question I was asked. It's here. You have 812, you have 6,000, you have 10,000. What's the difference? This one, the meal plan is not just for 1 day. You have 7 days meal plan. So you can change the meal plan for your clients. So we have, this one is a 1 day. You have the whole system for you. No, it's one client. So if you have 5 clients, you just choose, and you're not sure. You know, sometimes you've booked clients, umetaka, hey, today I have 10 clients, I'm sure they're coming here. If you're not, they have not confirmed yet. My advice for you, do not pick the weekly, the monthly one, because if you're not very sure, use the daily one. Just subscribe the 800. Mtu akiingia. So you have the whole system for you, okay? So if you have questions about this, you'll ask me later. So what are we doing? We have to have aligned by things, you know. We are aligned by the SDGs. So we are conducting 4 SDGs, 2, 3, and 8, as they're written there. I love my country, so I wanted a diet plan that has all the types of foods, especially back home. Wimbi, ugali wa wimbi. So we're actually empowering nutritionists to continue doing culturally tailored diet plans. So that we can combat malnutrition. We have individualized. Imaneno ya one shoe fits all. It's done. We're not doing that anymore. So our team, I have myself there. I am a registered dietitian. I have done this for quite some time. I was able to meet up with really amazing people. This journey would have not been easy without them. Most of you have met Jimmy Dirangu. Jimmy Salimia Watu. That is Jimmy. He is our chief program coordinator. And I also take him as my father. He gives me very wise advice. And he's my whip. Akiona nimelala pia. And time is his. We have Melissa May. Melissa, are you here? Say hi to everyone. Yeah. So Melissa is here for partnerships. And she's also really good. Her organization, my goodness. You can tell it's in there. Yeah. I have Laureen Bogwa. Finance. So money in, money out, it's her. And of course I have Derek, who is not here. He is ICT consultant. And this is not just the team. This is just the team, half of it. We do have other 2 unique gentlemen. For that, Smart Spoon Plus has its own. So we have Tony. Oh, Vinny. Say hi to people. That is Vinny. Smart Spoon. That is the brain behind Smart Spoon. You know, I have the idea, but for it to come true, there are sleepless nights, yeah? So that is our team. A fun fact about each one of them, okay? So Jimmy Dirangu, he loves old G-Wagons. He's here. Oh, yeah, he's here. Yeah, and he loves music. A good time, count Jimmy in. Melissa May, should I spill the beans? She's a good dancer. So she's a really good dancer. Lorraine Bogwe, she is an amazing musician. She has a very beautiful voice. So apart from seeing us busy, we are also having a life out there. Derek Mugamba, of course, he also loves a good time. So in Oncotrition, we just don't work. We love having some good time, okay? So that's the team. And we have complied. So with KNDI, they have actually certified also our software. The Nutripreneurship program you're taking, it's not at ile chini ya maji. So you'll be accredited as well. You'll get a certificate. So it's a recognized module. And then for data compliance, we have also protected everything that you're going to see today. And with that, we are just not, you know, people just, I do know we want money, but sometimes you have to want impact more, right? So today, we just need to live with knowing this. Oncotrition is empowering nutrition specialists with smart tools and skills. So let me see, as I wind up, what skill are we giving? Kwa your product between Nutripreneurship and Smart Spoon, which one is a tool, which one is a skill? Yeah, help me. This idea. You can scan, meanwhile. That's our website. You can visit, you can see as much as you want. Yes. Which one is a skill and which one is a tool?
The Smart Spoon Plus is a tool.
Good.
Should I answer that?
Yeah, Nutripreneurship is the skill. So we really encourage you to want to learn more, invest in yourself. Remember, Oncotrition is just here to create businesses for nutritionists, not building. The building is up to you. We'll give you the tools, we'll give you the skills. That is just creating. Sindio, tumeenda duka, tumenunua simiti, tumenunua sahani, you've bought everything. We have made it accessible to you. But now building is up to you. Thank you so much for paying attention. And I look forward to interacting with each one of you. Pick my brain, pick anybody's brain here. And yeah, have a beautiful day.
Let's appreciate our CEO. You know, I have to pack her mafuta so that we make sure that the pocket becomes bigger. But let's appreciate Tracy, and thank you so much. Actually, what I wanted to say is that what I think she was just shy not to say is that actually she's the vision bearer of actually Oncotrition Healthcare Limited. And I remember when she shared with me about her vision and what she wanted to do, because I was telling her, I'm doing this, we were doing a master's degree in organizational development. And I told her, I don't know how I'm going to practice this, because I really have passionate on empowering people. Then she shared with me what she wants to do, and I was like, wow, this is something that I'd like to be part and parcel of. And I want to encourage you to be part and parcel of that vision. So as she said, just go to our website, just see what we are offering, and then especially that app. I'm not blowing our trumpet, but that app will be able to change how you deal with your clients. It's something that will be able to just help you to manage your clients well, and I've interacted with it, and I can tell you this is going to revolutionize the nutrition world in this country and in Africa. For those who came in, karibuni sana. I was mentioning to the rest, we've already taken our refreshment. So just tighten your, tighten your stomach. Anyway, on a light note, karibuni sana, and I hope that you'll be able to connect. Before we go to the next session, I want to give you another. Actually, I want to give you two. The first one is for now. And then, because I realize people need to process, people need to process things. So the first one I'm going to give you is for now, which is very, very simple. So allow me to open. Okay, this is very simple. So I'll just give you like 2 minutes and so, and then you can do that. So if you could design the perfect healthy meal for Kenya, what will it be? What will be on the plate? So if you wanted to, a perfect healthy meal for Kenya, so what will be on the plate? Okay, that's for now. So let me give you the second one so that we can get it out of our way. So the second one, the one that you will be thinking through as we're going through, it's called a food personality quiz. So I'm going to share three of them, and then you're going to choose, as you move on, you choose what of those three personalities, food personalities, which personality describes you. So the first one is a smoothie bowl. So a smoothie bowl, the personality type is creative, aesthetic, health conscious, loves variety. So that's for a smoothie. Yeah. The second one is salad, and here salad is relative. Yeah, this is a salad that is a vegetable, not the oil. When you say salad in Kenya, people think it is the oil. Yeah, so it's the one that has vegetables and whatnot. So personality type is organized, balanced, mindful, perhaps practical, with a clean or a minimalist streak. So that's a salad. Can I repeat? Yeah, the options. Okay, let me start the first one. The first one is a smoothie bowl. Yeah? You know what a smoothie is. Yeah? So the personality type is creative, aesthetic, health conscious, loves variety. That's the first one, the smoothie. Health conscious, and then loves variety. Then the second one is a salad, which is the personality type is organized, balanced, mindful, perhaps practical, with a clean streak. Yep. Then the last one, because there are only three, the last one is stir fry. Yeah. So like stir fried beef, stir fry pork, and veggies also. So the personality type is dynamic, adaptable, adventurous, maybe a little spontaneous. So let me repeat that. For the stir fry, it's dynamic, adaptable, adventurous, maybe a little spontaneous. So be thinking about that, and then at some point we are going to sample and hear what personality is. But now for the first one, just scribble in the next maybe 1 minute or so. Just the people saying we're already ready. Yeah. So what was the question? If you wanted to design a perfect healthy meal for Kenya, what would be on the plate? Yeah. So I'll give you like 30 seconds. Who's bold enough to put their hand up before I volunteer? Oh, Tracy? Mm-hmm.
It was fast. I'm Anjeri, so you can guess my carbohydrates. Potato. So waru for me, that is for the carbs. I've been a chicken farmer, and I love chicken. So I know some people are already smiling behind me. So I'll take chicken, just not very stewy, maybe a nice fry, and then the salad. I'm a lover of salad, so the perfect meal would be potato, chicken, and salad. Make sure it has some olive oil. Okay, thank you.
That's a hit or a miss? It's a hit. Okay, let's hear from a gentleman.
Hi. So I'll do stir fry, beef or chicken, and then with some fries. That's waru, and maybe a kajuice there. Yeah.
Okay, he has beef, chicken, waru, and juice. Okay, that's a hit or a miss? Ama it's somewhere there. Yeah, it's somewhere there. Okay. It's good. I didn't hear anybody saying about a smoky. Yeah. Yes, no smoky pasua, and because that's what people, you realize, like smoky pasua is like becoming it's the staple food for Kenyans. Yeah? So we need to change that narrative. Okay. I know when you're nutritionists, and I like what my sister said here, that actually people just think nutritionists are people who their place is in the kitchen. Yeah? But they are human beings. And they do, they were not, of course they are human beings, but their profession is important. And also their well-being. Yeah? And I think that's something that is very important for us as individuals. Whatever profession that you do, that your mental well-being is important. Because that's where you, in terms of your mental, your mind, that's where you conceive all these ideas. That's how you, it's actually the biggest tool that a human being has, is your mind. And so we're going to just take some time just to hear what does it mean for us to be able to take care of our mental well-being. And to do that, I'm going to welcome Rita. And Rita is from CBT, and she will be able to explain what CBT is. But I just have something about her, just kidogo. And she says that she's driven by genuine curiosity about human behavior and a deep commitment to supporting clients with compassion and professionalism. And she says she values the opportunity to witness that these clients' emotional, I don't want to say that hard word, growth through therapy, because people will just start getting lost, often noticing that this will be able to help their inner healing. So put our hands together as we welcome Rita Modhoni from CBT to come and speak to us about our mental well-being. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Jimmy, for that introduction. I think coming after Tracy, there's a little bit of pressure. She spoke very well. Now I have to match up. But yes, thank you very much for that introduction. So like Jimmy said, my name is Rita Modhoni Monene. I am a certified, registered, licensed psychologist from CBT Kenya. Yes? So I am very happy to be here because I'm very excited because one of the programs that you're having, I am actually a product of a similar program that we have at CBT. It's called the STP, Skills Transfer Program. So it's similar to your entrepreneurship, yeah? So I'm very excited to be here and to engage with all of you and to see how much we can collaborate and all that. So yes, so one, I've been told to explain what CBT means. We have borrowed our name from a certain approach in psychology called cognitive behavior. And in cognitive behavior, we believe feelings, thoughts, behaviors are interlinked. So how you think, how you feel would influence how you behave, yeah? I think a very clear example would be sometimes when you're upset and your emotions overtake us, you would barely think clearly because then your emotions are influencing how you think, and then how you think would influence how you behave as well. So that is something we shall look at later. But yes, so at CBT we do, all this is not in the presentation, but at CBT we do individual counseling, we do couples counseling, we do group therapy, we do art therapy, we do something called employee assistance programs where we go to companies and we have such things. Yes, we do music therapy, we do group therapy. Yes. So we cater to everyone from children to the youth to adults and all that, yeah? Yes, so let's get to why we are here today. So one of the things I would want us to do is to see mental health differently because I think culturally, as Kenyans, as Africans, mental health is not a topic that is spoken about a lot because there's quite some stigma there. People believe if mental health as a conversation comes up, one of the things that I've had people say is, you're mad. Maybe another thing someone has had about mental health. Someone? Let me put it as Jimmy had put it. What is a myth that you have had about mental health? I can see Tracy has one. Yeah.
I think the myth is that you have to be damaged, quote unquote, or broken for you to require mental support. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. That's one myth. Someone else? Then we can proceed. Maybe our gentleman there at the back. A myth about mental health that you've heard.
Black people don't need therapy.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, yeah, and that has caused a lot of stigma. Anytime you hear someone saying, I'm going to therapy, and they'll be like, why do you need it? And I know especially, I want to point this out and not to be biased, but, for our men, anytime they say I'm going to therapy, they get side looks, like, why, when you mwanaume? You don't need it, yeah? Which is, like we said, a myth. Yeah, so we are also here to see how we can work together more effectively and also to care for ourselves because we have identified that this is a profession where we are caring for others. So it's important for us to care for ourselves because you can't, care for others if you're not taking care of yourself. Yeah, so I would want us to understand mental health, like we said. So mental health is not a mental disorder. Yeah, everyone has mental health. That is a basic, because mental health is how then we are able to process and to go about our daily lives. Yeah. So mental health would exist on a spectrum. So it could be from thriving to, you're struggling, and then, to then there are people who are really, really bad off on the spectrum. Yeah. So when we talk about mental health, it doesn't particularly mean a mental disorder. Our mental health is our daily state, just the way we would have our physical health. That is what our mental health would be. So on the other hand, is that a mental disorder would be then now where our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors would cause significant distress or disruption in our daily life. And this could come about by different things. So it could be either it's genetic, neurodevelopmental things that have persisted for a very long time. So you end up with a disorder. Yeah. So what does supporting mental health mean? It means balance. Yeah. So we're not taking it as a treatment. Just balancing out how we are going about our daily lives. How is it that we go about our daily lives in order to support our mental health? Yeah. Oh, okay. I think, yeah. I think we don't have, I shared the wrong presentation. But let me continue from mine. Yeah. How? Yeah. So as we continue, we cannot talk about mental health and not talk about stress. One of the things that has come up is that a very good number of nutritionists are unemployed. If I could get it correct, if at 2023 it was around 14,000, then right now we must be possibly maybe at 20,000 of professionals who are not employed. And I'm sure that is one of the things that would really stress us. Yeah. So we cannot not talk about mental health and not talk about stress. So if I was to ask us, what are some of the things in your profession that bring you stress? Yes. Deadlines, yes. High deadlines. Something else? Yes.
Interaction with patient relatives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Someone else? There's another.
Stubborn clients who want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. Yes, that's very true. Yeah. Someone else at the back, possibly?
Lack of enough resources.
No. That's a stressor for everyone. Yeah. Yeah. So, someone else? Here.
Difficult bosses.
Difficult?
Bosses.
Oh, yes. Work environment. That's one of the things. So that's one of the things we'll see here. So then if I was to ask you, how does stress manifest for you? How does stress show up for you? Yeah? How does stress show up? I'm sure all of us have used, I'm feeling so stressed. I'm feeling very stressed. So what is that you're feeling? How does it show up? If you could describe to someone what the stress is. I'm feeling stressed.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. Thank you very much.
Insomnia.
Insomnia. Thank you very much.
Isolation.
Isolation. Thank you very much. I think I should have coupled this with, I can hear most of the things that are being discussed are a lot of things that hit men. And, this month we're celebrating our men. So, yes, please.
Migraines.
Okay.
Headaches.
Yes. Thank you. Migraines and headaches. Yes. So, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, so why is stress management important to us? One of the things is that you're the tool of your trade. Tracy has said you use 3 days to come up with a meal plan. So if you are not performing at your best state, then how are you performing for your client? How are you showing up for your client? Yeah? Burnout is real. I had someone say, nowadays we really have to be very careful about it, especially in professions where you care for people. It takes a toll, not just mentally, but emotionally, socially as well. Yeah? And I'm glad that, at Oncotrition you like to enjoy yourselves, which is a very good thing. That's one of the ways to deal with stress. Yeah? So burnout is real because you overextend yourself, so it can silently drain you. Yeah? So in our entrepreneurship program, one of the things that we were told is to be very aware of burnout, because burnout is not something that you'll wake up one day and you'll realize. It's one of the things that you'll wake up one day and you'll realize, I cannot even get out of bed. Yeah, but you could see the signs, just that you couldn't identify that is what burnout is. So when you see a certain client coming in, you're like, you look at your calendar, it's like, my gosh, it's Wanjiru again, and she never listens to me, and she never does what I do, what I commend, Yeah, when you feel like your days are just, and you're just going through. Yeah, I had someone, Tracy say, copy pasting meal plans. Yeah, because you don't have the energy to do it. You don't have the mental capacity to come up with a proper meal plan for people. So burnout is real, yeah? You also have to protect your client outcomes. When you're grounded, when you're clear-headed, you make better decisions. Yeah, you're even able to, I've had this 6,800 and something food. So you're able to go, look at all of them. What works for my client better? What doesn't work for my client better? Yeah. So this would improve your client's adherence and well-being, I would think, yeah? So one of the things that we cannot not talk about when you talk about stress is our thoughts, thought patterns. So that's why I'd introduced it earlier and said thoughts, feelings, behaviors, they're very interlinked. So one of the things that a lot of us would go through when you're stressed out is to have a lot of thoughts. So what kind of thoughts are we having at that particular point? Are they positive thoughts? Are they negative thoughts? What sort of thoughts? I'm curious what some of the thoughts we've had when we are stressed out. Especially maybe, like now Tracy, in the business, when something is not working, what are some of the thoughts?
I want to go out and dance. Just want to get this stress out of my body. Yeah.
How will we manage?
How will we manage? Yeah, that's very good. Yeah. So other thoughts that other people could have is, my business is failing. I am failing. We link or we attach our business to our identity, or we attach our professions to our identity. If my client is not improving, I am a failure as a nutritionist because my client is not improving. So those are some of the thoughts that we would have, which would in turn affect our emotions. So once you're feeling like a failure as an individual, how would you feel? Definitely not good. So how then would that in turn influence your behavior? How would you act as a nutritionist? That is how then maybe, your performance starts to go down because you're coming to work. Either way, my client is not improving, so yeah. So those are some of the thoughts, and that is how all this would go down, yeah? So how is it that we would recognize and challenge faulty patterns? One is to catch the thought, yeah? So we say, notice when your inner dialogue sounds a bit harsh. Like I said, I am failing, I should be doing more, I'll never catch up. So awareness, it's very important for you to be aware. In those moments when you're really, really stressed, what are my thoughts? Being aware, yeah? Being able to document those thoughts. I am thinking, I am feeling. Those are some of the things that we could do, yeah? Question the story. Ask yourself, is it a fact or a feeling? Is what I am thinking a fact? Yeah? Challenge the thought. Is it a fact? Is it true? Is it true that I am a failure? Is it true that I am not good enough? Yeah? Is it true, or is it pegged on just one experience that is influencing all of this? Yeah? So what evidence would support or would challenge this thought? So this would shift from emotional reactivity for you to have a more grounded reasoning. So you're able to, ground yourself a little bit more. So another thing then we would do is to reframe with compassion. So replacing self-blame and having a little bit of perspective. We're usually very easy to tell our friends very nice and comforting things. It shall be fine, we'll be good. Give them solutions. But when you sit with your thoughts as an individual, do you tell yourself such nice things? Do you comfort yourself? You're so harsh on yourself. Worst critic is you. I did this, I made mistake, I should have known better, I should have done better. But if it was your friend, you would say it differently. So number one, let us start with being more compassionate with ourselves. Yeah, that is where it begins from. Yeah. So how would we manage our stress? I've had one thing is going out to dance. Good coping strategies, but they need to be healthy. So what are they? Yeah. So here I have just a couple. So, it depends. Like Tracy said, it's very individualistic even in terms of meal plans. So you find something that works for you. But there are some things that we would recommend to a lot of people in terms of, depending on what you're dealing with. But yes, so one of the things we would do is a 3-breath reset. So what breathing does is that it calms your nervous system and it brings you back to the moment. Yeah. So, and this has to be very intentional. Usually when our emotions are very high or our thoughts are running, it's not very easy for you to tell yourself, stop, let us breathe. But it's very important in that moment to breathe. Yeah. Regardless of whatever it is. And this has to be something that is a habit, that you keep doing it over and over, then it becomes very easy for us to do. So one thing, activity I could teach you is called 4-7-8. So I want us to do this together. So we shall breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, then breathe out for 8 seconds. 4-7-8. So let's breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 7. Then breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's do it again. Breathe in for 4 counts. Let's hold for 7. Then breathe out for 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who is filming? Who is feeling calmer? I know I am. Okay, well, maybe because I'm a bit nervous I'm in front of you all, but Yes, so breathing is very important. So you can breathe for 3 repetitions of that, yeah? So I don't know how many of us have checked some of these things. How many of us? Okay, ChatGPT is usually a very common thing in our practice, yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so that's one of it. So another one that people use is called box breathing. I don't know how many of us have interacted with it. So it's just 4-4-4. So breathe for 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. So just box breathing. Yeah. So just generally breathing is a very, and I think it's a technique that is coming up a lot with also people in wellness. Breath work. I think if you check out some yoga places, they like to do a lot of that because it's actually very helpful. It helps to really regulate the nervous system. Yeah. So movement is very, very important. A lot of us work while sitting down. I don't know how many hours in a day you would choose to move. Going to the gym is not particularly very, for everyone. So movement, you don't even have to actually even go to the gym. In your office, before your next client, if you have 5 minutes, stand up and move. Stand up and stretch. In the morning, when a lot of us are very, in Kenya, we're all running, we're all rushing somewhere in our profession. When you make your bed, you can stretch on your bed. 5 minutes to 7 minute stretches on your bed. That is very good. It helps even our brain just start off, yeah? So connect and do not carry alone. Sharing lightens emotional load. I've seen a very interesting conversation on social media the other day, why men don't like to share. It's attributed to us women somehow. Okay, yeah. It's attributed to us women, but it's important to share, yeah? Sharing, I think a lot of women can attest to this. Sharing can really help lightening emotional load, yeah? So protecting small boundaries. It's important for you to pause before you say yes. And you're allowed to say no as a profession. As a professional, you're allowed to say no. So if you feel like your calendar is full, you can say no to the next client. If you feel like this certain client maybe is emotionally heavy, you are allowed to say no, yeah? For your well-being and for even your performance, you're allowed to say no. Anchor to purpose. So you need to remind yourself why you started. Reconnecting to meaning usually would reduce burnout and it would restore motivation. So in terms of collaboration, how would nutritionist and psychologist collaborate? Yeah, that's a very important question we could talk about. So as a nutritionist to a psychologist, so when emotions and thoughts would block adherence or would block progress from a client, then you can send a client to a psychologist so that then now we can be able to address what thoughts that they're going through or their emotions so that we can be able to see why they're not sticking to their diet plans and their meal plans. So from us to you guys, it would be, this comes in different ways. So people with neurodevelopmental issues, we would send them for diet because we've seen a lot of diet usually helps. So anyone, if food is a very influencer of your mood, if people, anytime you're having mood issues, it's, pegged to food, we would send them to nutritionists so that they can have better diets and this would improve their moods, yeah? I'm sure I don't have to talk about the gut mood link. I'm sure you guys are better versed in that than I am. But yeah, so for today, we should take one action. So one, start a referral conversation. Actually, I realized I know no nutritionist, so I need to start that action with myself and interact. I need to leave here knowing at least 3 nutritionists, apply one stress management tip for the day, and share one insight from today's session. So small steps, real impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's appreciate Rita. Rita, just stay there because I just want to ask if there's any question. But let's just appreciate her for what she's taken us through. We can clap. Thank you. So I don't know if there's any question that you need to ask Rita.
I think there's a slide you had on, I think it got disrupted when technology brought an issue that was saying something about a mental disorder occurs when thoughts, blah, blah, blah. If you can take it back, please.
What a mental disorder is, yes? Yeah. This occurs when thoughts, emotions, and behaviors cause significant distress and disruption in life. So a lot of us mentioned quite a couple of things. I had anxiety, I had insomnia. Yeah, so those are some things that we deal with in terms of disorder. And anxiety would be prolonged stress. So when you're constantly anxious, it becomes a state whereby your nervous system goes into either flight or freeze or fight. Yeah, so you're constantly nervous. You're constantly wondering what is going to happen next. Yeah, so that's one example of how some things that could manifest from just a normal mental health to disorder. So they are they manifest from a couple of things. So it could be prolonged everyday stress or everyday issues to neurodevelopmental issues. So some of those things we talk about, genetic issues and all that. So mental disorders, they're different from mental health. Yes. Maybe another question.
Okay. Any other question? Oh, here.
My question, and I guess it's also a general question to even the nutritionist, is that we've been having a very high rise of suicides, and it's normally in a younger, I don't know, they can call it a generation that seems to be not able to handle much. Yeah. Would you say it has something to do with the food, or would you say it's something to do with what would you say it's all about? Because that has come up quite often, and even when we are having forums where we talk about mental health and nutrition, that question comes out very, very strongly, and I guess you can shed some light on that.
So it's a combination of a lot of things. So it could be diet, it could be just them not, like you said, them not being able to deal with things. Then there could be other underlying mental disorders that they don't know how to identify or even just deal with, because when we notice with all generations, people are able to deal with things differently depending on even how they've grown up. So different generations are action now, solution now. So when that doesn't work, then it leads them to a process or a state of stress, and then they don't know how to deal with things. But an older generation, they're used to dealing with things a little bit differently, yeah? So it's a combination of a lot of things. I can't just say it's just diet or just mental health. It's just, a combination of a number of things. But yes, diet is also very influential, because anytime, one of my first things I ask my clients when they come in is, how are you eating? How are you sleeping? Because how you're eating would also influence how you're performing, yeah? Like one of the slides showed the gut-brain link. So if your brain is not fueled very well by diet, then there's a problem there, yeah? Yeah. Someone else?
Thanks, Rita, for that very insightful presentation. My name is Susan. I'm curious to know, you've spoken to stress and burnout quite a bit. Yes. Is there a guideline to like the time series of the time window when it starts to get an impact? Is it you're stressed 1 day, 2 weeks, a month? Yeah. What's the time that we should watch out for?
It depends on individuals. So there's an individual who would be stressed for a week and they can't handle it. They can't deal. Then there are people who are a little bit more resilient, so it would go on for months without them even realizing that I need to do something about it. Yeah. So it varies from individual to individual, because there are people who would identify, I am struggling, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't function. And if they can't function, then that's just it. So it depends on individuals, that I would say. Yeah.
I would like to request you to demonstrate box breathing, please, or all of us would like to do.
Great.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so maybe we can end our session with that. So ground your feet, both feet on the ground. If you can, hands on your laps. Calm, relaxed shoulders. If you can, close your eyes, well and good. So we shall breathe in for 4 holds, 4 counts rather. So breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. And then hold for 4. So breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4 counts. Breathe out for 4 counts. And hold for 4 counts. So that is what box breathing is. So breathe, hold, release, hold. Yes. I can see someone is already wanting to take a nap. Very relaxed, eh?
Thank you so much. Let's appreciate Rita. Yeah, I think those breathing exercises are very, very important. I think I hadn't learned about those until today. So I want us to do an exercise. Even me, I have a breathing exercise. So I want us to stand up before we go to the next session. Just stand. So we're going to stretch a bit. So I want us to spell, because we're nutritionists, so we're going to spell the word coconut. Yeah? So you just follow what I'll do, eh? Sawa. Okay? You ready? Okay. So we start with C. So you do like this until you yeah, there near your thigh there's like a whatever a sound. Then after that is O. So stretch. Yes, like that. And then after O is C. But now we're going to do it invertedly. Eh? So to the other side. Okay. Great. Then after C is O again. So we do O again. Then after O is N. So NU. You can see me, I can touch my... Okay. Sure. Okay. And then after N is U. So now for the U, because of course it looks like when you're doing like O, so you will do your hands like this. So at this point. And then try to move your shoulder, the hands behind there, so that you feel like the shoulder is there, they are touching. Can you feel something behind there? Yes. And then now lastly is T. So T, you try and stretch on both sides. You hear a crack. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Have your seats. Thank you very much. So at this time, before we go for our break, we're gonna learn something different. I think we've talked about Tracy was talking about Oncotrition, talking just about what it means, and then we've talked about our mental health. But this time we want to move to something, even me, I'm very curious to learn. Yeah? And we're going to learn about just technology, and we can't be able to divorce that fact that we're living in a digital era, and even us as nutritionists, that we're in that space. Yeah, and we need to understand what does it mean in terms of technology, and what does it mean in terms of it affecting how we are, who we are, what we are doing as nutritionists. So to take us through this is a gentleman called Chris Beatty. He's the CEO of Digital Brands Group. He's a founder of Africa Digital Leadership. And for him, he will be taking us through our keynote address. That is AI and innovation. And what does it mean in terms of relating to us as nutritionists? So put your hands together even as we welcome Chris to come and even share with us. Karibu sana, Chris.
Good morning, everyone. All right. So a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm not really feeling well today. So I must really love you guys to be here. And so forgive me if my voice is not where it needs to be. So today, the title is actually quite interesting, Harness the Power of AI, but I changed what I want to say to you guys 30 minutes ago. Yeah, you know, I thought about it and I asked myself, okay, what's going on? I asked myself, what am I going to talk about? Do I really feel this? Because I listened to the brilliant presenters before me, Rita, Tracy, and then the room as well. And I made some changes. But anyway, I think it should be okay. Tech. It's working. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is something that everybody goes through. As soon as people become very successful, they think that's it. They're going to stay successful. You remember Nokia? Even grandmothers in shags used to have a Nokia with a torch. Very strong phone. They were number one. They didn't win because of one thing. They didn't catch the wave at the right time. And they were very big. Nokia was making a lot of money. And as every company and everyone in that position, they overestimated their level of control. It happens naturally. Let's think of one company in this country what name comes first? Safaricom. So, can you even picture a scenario where a new payment solution comes and beats M-Pesa? It's difficult to imagine, isn't it? But it is possible, especially today with AI, because things work really differently and move very, very fast. So, we live in a world where intelligence is commoditized. I'm going to say it maybe 3 times, because you need to get it. And this statement, and I'm really sorry to actually sound so, dramatic, but this should actually scare you. Because what it means really is, everything that you've learned for so many years, in a few years, it won't really matter anymore. Everything that's intellectual, everything that's knowledge-based is done. So, maybe because of the rest of the conversation that we're going to have, you're going to realize that I wasn't necessarily exaggerating. So, there are 3 questions that I ask myself, and I think you should ask yourselves when it comes to AI. My presentation was supposed to be a presentation about AI, but then I realized that there are people here that want to start a business, maybe they want to talk about marketing, so it's going to be a mixed presentation. So 3 questions about AI, because I'm sure you're sick of it. Wherever you go, everybody talks about AI. So I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about, you know what, download ChatGPT, use this tool. That's not why I'm here. You can go to YouTube for that. There are plenty of videos like that. I want us to go to the core principles. Because at the end of this presentation, I would like you to know what it is that you should look for and what you should learn. So, first question is, what can AI do? I don't see AI as something that's going to actually come and take my job away. I see a tool that can actually augment my abilities, but more importantly, freedom. I can get my freedom back. If I can really harness the power of AI, I can really get my freedom back. We'll talk about that. Second question is, and you need to know this, where is AI going? Because if you don't know where AI is going, how do you position everything that it is that you're doing, right? And we've spoken about the commoditization of intelligence. A lot of people are talking about human replacement. Are you guys familiar with a company called Accenture? Deloitte? Okay. So Accenture is a consulting company just like Deloitte. Really strong on technology. Of the tech companies, consulting companies, they were the ones that were pioneering AI adoption. They laid off 14,000 people about 2 weeks ago. 14,000. They were the most ready. So, what it means basically is, we were talking about, oh, AI is coming for your job, and people tell you, no, AI is not coming for your job. We'll see. But it's already happening. Maybe when we see a headline like this in Kenya, it's going to make us really think twice, right? So, people are talking about universal basic income. Why are we talking about that? Can you imagine, can you picture a world where we don't need you? I mean, you're a lawyer. I don't need you. You are an accountant, You are a medical professional. AI can detect patterns, can identify patterns faster than humans, far better. So AI can do things a lot faster. So, and if you're unlucky and you're at the bottom of the pyramid, meaning you just graduated, you're in some serious trouble right now. Entry-level jobs are really, really challenged right now. There's a silver lining, though. The third thing is, how can I capitalize? This is happening. Whenever there's a serious transformation happening and there's serious change happening, there are great opportunities as well, if you know where to look. Right? So that said, I want to talk to you about my AI story. Because, yes, I have an AI story. I didn't know. It was just luck. About in the year 2000, I'm in South Africa. I go to university. I study computer science. For my major, I choose to do maths and computer science and artificial intelligence. People are like, why? Why do you want to learn AI? I don't know why. But I knew that there was something about being able to teach machines how to think and to help us, right? So, because before that, I had done a degree in maths, I was pretty strong. My lecturer, that was actually Prof. Tommy Mayer, I remember very well his name, that was leading the AI department, told me, look, Chris, you seem to be strong in maths, and AI seems to work for you. How about I give you a scholarship and you go to Sydney? I said no. He stopped talking to me. Why did I say no? I said no because I knew I had to stay in Africa. I don't know why. I just knew I had to stay here. Well, I wouldn't be here right now, you know? And I promise you guys, I don't regret, okay, let me be honest. Sometimes when I see this AI stuff, I'm like, this could have been me, man. But it's okay, you know? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to people about AI. Anyway, so in 2000, we saw the first steps of what we call natural language processing. You know, when you pick up the phone and you call an AI system, it has to understand what it is that you're saying. You know, it's a whole complex thing. So back in the days, you guys are familiar with MIT, right, in the US? So MIT had a system called START, S-T-A-R-T, just like START. And I was just spending my days on that thing. You just go and you type a question, just any question. And at that moment, and I know you're not going to believe me, at that moment, I told myself, wait a minute. If we can build a search engine that is that intelligent, it can change the game. ChatGPT. Now, well, I don't know why I didn't carry on doing AI. I started doing other things, marketing and all this nonsense. But anyway, but what I want to tell you basically is this is not new. It's just that it has evolved and people have made some breakthroughs, right? So people were already flirting with that idea. And then, thank you so much. And then we get to 2023, about 2023, where people start talking about, sorry guys, I cannot, there are no substitutes for all the jargons, you know, all the words. Large language models, right? I'll explain them a little bit later. And natural language processing as well, and then generative AI. The likes of ChatGPT, Claude, and all these things, right? So they became public. And some people decided to jump in, and I'm hoping that everybody that is sitting here right now has one way or the other tried some AI tool. By show of hands, can you please show me who has you? Okay. No, please don't be shy. This is very important. So what it means is the people that are not raising their hands have never, ever used any AI tool. Is that what it means? Let's say, for example, have you used ChatGPT before? Okay, let me make it simpler. How many people have used ChatGPT before? My question was the wrong one. Thank you, my dear. Thank you very much, my dear. The question was wrong. So it means that one way or the other, we've used AI. Now, let me tell you that you've used AI before. Have you heard of Netflix before? Cool. So, when you go to Netflix and you choose whatever it is that you're choosing, Netflix has what they call a recommendation algorithm. And it recommends movies based on your likes and dislikes, all powered by AI. In a lot of cities that have some crazy traffic lights are controlled by AI. Your plane ticket. Have you ever gone to book a plane ticket and then you look at it and then you say, okay, you know what, let me go to the kitchen and then I'm going to come back. When you come back, the price has changed. It's all happening in real time, right? It's a combination of factors. There's no way some humans can sit on their computers and change those. So it happens because the computer does it, right? So AI has been part of your life without you even knowing it. It's just that now There's just more publicity about it. So, what is AI? In simple terms, a machine's ability to perform the cognitive functions we usually associate with human minds. But you know what? For a long period of time, people said, you know what, yeah, AI can learn maths, AI can learn numbers and all that, but AI cannot be creative. This is what people thought. Because how can AI come up with a painting? How can AI come up with music? Guess what? AI is coming from everyone, for everyone. All of it is possible now. I'm not talking about in the future, I'm talking about right now. So, and today, there's a new media game. And this is very important for you guys to know, because you're going to probably build some businesses or deal with people that have businesses, or you just put your content out there. I have news for you. And I'm not very happy about that. So, Meta, which owns Facebook, WhatsApp, and all, Google, who owns YouTube, and the rest. So what they've decided to do is, because technology is ready, they're building what they call synthetic creators. So they don't exist. Content creators that do not exist. Do you know what they're trying to do with that? So they're going to compete with real creators now. So they go to a company like Safaricom and they say, Safaricom, you know what? How about we create an influencer for you? I mean, Instagram as well. We create an influencer for you. No one has a way to really know if they're real or not. It's getting really close. And what we do is, because we own the platforms, the distribution is going to be easy. We're going to make sure that it reaches all the people you want to reach. Now, why would Safaricom say no? You see, so now what they're doing basically is, YouTube was paying content creators that were creating content on the platform, but now they're like, listen, we might as well just kill the middleman because we don't really need the middleman. You've heard what, you know what an influencer is, right? So, in the US and in Europe, you have a couple of virtual influencers already. I'm like, why would you pay a virtual influencer? It doesn't make sense. But then think about it. They're never tired, they're never sick, they can be in 5 countries at the same time. So they can do things that humans can't do. This is why. And brands only think about the bottom line. They don't care about you being a content creator. Oh my God, I've perfected my craft for so long. It doesn't matter. So, we are yet to see what's going to happen. But then there's something at the back of this that is actually a bit scary. Be it me, if you type Chris Pitti online, I'm sure you're going to find some videos about me or whatever it is. Whatever industry I'm in, whatever I want to be known for. So what it means basically now is personal branding as we know it is going to be affected. In the next couple of years, it's going to be very tricky because there's going to be so much information online and created by synthetic creators. As it is right now, a week ago, I was in Cameroon. There were elections in Cameroon. And I'm looking at the social media. People are saying that they're killing people. I'm like, which people? I'm currently driving. What are you guys talking about? So it's already happening. And all this misinformation is happening because all the information is computer generated. So I cannot even imagine what the 2027 elections are going to be like in Kenya. Right? And I'm sure that our neighbor from Tanzania can all claim that whatever is happening is AI, but it's just that people are not going to believe her. But what I'm trying to tell you is, it's changing very fast. So we need to wake up. Oh, forgot to talk about myself. But anyway, that's not why we're here, right? I told you the best part of the story, the fact that that's what I studied. But what I also did is I built a business across Africa that is a marketing business and a digital business. So everything that's brand strategy, everything that's digital, everything that's service design. Service design is basically, say you have a bank and you have to think about all your products and services, how they organize, how they market it, the experience around them and all that, right? And And now one of the latest things that I do is architecture and interior design. But AI has just eaten that up as well. So it's really getting serious. And I'm happy to be a mentor at Harvard Innovation Labs. So this is what Harvard did. You do your, let's say you have a degree. You go out there, you start a business. You come back for an MBA. Then what they do is they bring professionals like me, other people that have a lot of experience, and they mentor you. So you start a business, and let's say you want marketing advice. So someone like me will tell you, look, do this, do that, do that. But I must tell you guys, China is on another level. On all the students that we see coming back, I've seen the types of businesses that Chinese people come up with. Sometimes I'm asking myself, where are they getting these things from? And they're very quick, you know, so I don't know what's happening. I have to go to China. I really have to go to China now. But what I see is, and people in the West are not asking themselves, should I use AI? Should I not use AI? That's not a question. While here we're asking ourselves, okay, what do I do? They're moving forward, right? Because what's going to happen, be it for a job or be it for business, when you apply for a job, people are just going to ask you, okay, cool, so you're good at this, AI knowledge and proficiency. If you have none, if you cannot demonstrate, the candidate that can is definitely going to get the better position. Because everybody, no one wants to be left behind. So, this is about me, but I don't need that. Now, here's one of the things that I really want you guys to understand about AI. I'm going to share this presentation so that you can read the fine print, right? But 1, 2, 3, 4 things. It's technical, but here's why I want you to understand this. If you go online, as I said previously, you will see a lot of videos where people talk to you about use this tool, use ChatGPT, use Claude, use this. This is just a tool, and tools are created almost every single day. So there's no way you're going to master them all. Of course, you have to select a couple of tools that you use on a daily basis to make your life easier. But the goal is not to know all the tools. The goal is to understand the principle. When Elon Musk got into the rocket business, this is what he said. He said, I don't need to know everything about it. I need to go back to first principles. What are the things that I really need to know? Because if I focus on these ones, I can go faster. Now he's doing things that NASA wasn't able to do. Same thing here. Let's go back to core principles. Remember when I was in university, so the first thing that we studied was machine learning. Can a machine learn? What does that even look like? So, and what it is basically is computer programs that allow the machine to detect patterns. You know, let's say, for example, they say, this is what a cancerous cell looks like. They show them maybe 20 of them, 30, 50, then it knows. And then it's easy for it to actually detect that. Then it can do some predictions as well. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but one particular discipline under machine learning is deep learning. This is what the next thing is based on, large language models, which is the technology that powers ChatGPT and everything else that you're using today. So when you want to flex, you know, just ask your people, which LLMs are you using? Right? Chances are they might not even know. So, and the difference between, and the particular strength that LLMs have is the ability to recognize, summarize, translate. This is something that was not possible before. I don't know if you guys had ever seen these universal translators that Japanese people used to walk around with on the internet. Now you don't need it. You just have your phone, you have GPT. I have a friend that is in China right now, and she tells me, listen, all I do is I go to GPT, and then someone says something, and then I say something, you know, so you can communicate. We're taking it for granted. It's not that simple. So, translate, and very importantly, generate content. Something that we could not do before very well. And then obviously, natural language processing, which I spoke about, which is basically the ability of machines to understand language. And then generative AI, which is the end goal, which is what you've been using to generate images and so on. So, enough talk. The one thing I want you to know is, because today if you go to any business and you ask them, what's your strategy? No, we're going to use AI. AI is not a strategy. It's just technology. Just the way social media is not a strategy in marketing. You know? It's just technology. Everyone has equal access to it. You have to figure out a way to use it. Now, the things that AI can do practically for you now, I've tried to summarize them. The first thing is research and analysis. A lot of you guys, I mean, you're doing nutrition and stuff like that. You need to do some research. AI is great at that, not good, great, if you know the tools, if you know how to do it. The second thing is, and that is something that you're very comfortable with right now, show me one person in the audience that does not use GPT to answer messages, to write emails. Everybody's guilty. Don't even try. I know. Your speeches, everyone is cheating. But you know what the challenge is? The internet that we're using now is a fake internet because it's not created by us. It's basically a machine, and everybody's hiding. You think because you're behind your computer, people don't see you. Please. Everyone is responsible for this. I've got a piece of advice. Use AI. Use GPT to generate your speech, your whatever, your proposals. But at least do the initial thinking. Because you're going to lose that ability. Just do the initial thinking. Look, here are the main point, the pillars. This is what I need you to focus on now. Add some meat to this thing. This is how you should use AI. This is responsible use of AI. Right? I know you're saying, yeah, but you're like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. So, and then the holy grail, automation. And this is how you get your time back. Why? There are certain things in your job currently that you keep on repeating. In your business as well. And if you really open your eyes and you focus, you should be able to identify. But we do this every day, all the time. That means you can probably automate it. So what it means basically is you don't have to worry about it anymore. When people build cars, why do you think they have those automation chains? Because it goes faster, right? They don't have to double check certain things. Same for you. So 3 things. Research and analysis, and AI is impeccable when it comes to analysis. AI just passed a financial exam. I forgot the name. One of the most complicated financial exams where you need to prove that you can actually analyze a lot of data and make sense of it. Flying colors. So all these financial gurus and I don't know. Anyway, so research and analysis, content at scale, automation, right? Now, I want to talk a little bit about tools, even though this is not what I wanted, right? Now, this is from a presentation I think that I did. I took this slide from a presentation that I did quite a long time ago. What do you guys use for search, if I may ask? Anybody? ChatGPT. Say it. Anybody? ChatGPT? Okay. Gemini? Have you guys heard of Claude before? Good. I'm very happy. I have the right crowd here today. Have you heard of Napkin? It sounds funny. Now, I'm not going to get into details. So, case in point, and I didn't want to spend time on this because there are videos on this. Let's say you do a lot of presentations. And like Tracy's presentation had a lot of graphs, right? You don't have to create all these things. Napkin is there for that. All you have to do is just go and say, in ChatGPT, just generate this thing, just create a prompt for me to actually, how would you do that in Napkin actually? No. So what you do basically is you have some piece of content, you copy it, you paste it in Napkin, and you say, turn this into a graph. Watch what happens. I know you're going to send me emails. We'll see, but it's really amazing. And it works really beautifully. Notebook LM, you used that before? No. So, Google, if you have, let's say for example, you're given an annual report, you're giving some financial statements, or whatever it is, or it's information about nutrition from various sources, and you need to do some research, condense stuff, do some analysis. There's no better tool than this. So it has the ability to synthesize a lot of information, and then it becomes like a little search engine. You can ask questions, instead of reading the whole document, you can ask questions about that. Really good for research as well. Now, I said there's a lot of content trash on the internet, but here's the new world we live in. People that were using Google, please stop using that thing. I'm really begging you. And I know it's habit. Sometimes I go to Google and I'm like, what am I doing? Let me just go here. Perplexity. There is no better tool, no search tool like Perplexity. It is absolutely amazing. And it works like ChatGPT. So it means it's conversational. You know, you ask questions, you say, oh, combine this thing into a PDF. When you do your research online, just give me PDFs. Go to this site. So it's really, really cool and very powerful. And then, the same people from Perplexity, it wasn't enough. They had more ambition. Guess what they create? A browser. There's a new browser called Comet. Well, if you're not Gen Z, I don't think you will be using it right now. Because, I mean, they're the ones that know. But seriously, Comet is crazy. So, the reason why Comet is very important and useful compared to Chrome is that you can delegate some tasks. I mean, you know how you work with your tabs. On Chrome, you have like 15,000 tabs. Comet has the ability, you give it some instructions, go to this side, summarize this thing, whatever, put it in a document, it does it all for you in the background while you're doing something else. Please, you have to try it. To the point, OpenAI that created ChatGPT came up with their own browser as well called Atlas. So the company that I'm really watching is Perplexity, right? Because their search engine is strong. And by the way, they wanted to buy Chrome for, I don't know, $24 billion, some ridiculous amount. So, and if you happen to be in the marketing industry or design industry, and you've used Photoshop or whatever it is, you've heard of Canva, right? So the company that created Canva said, you know what? These people from Adobe are charging a subscription fee. How about we kill that? So they came up with something called Affinity, which is a design tool. Free. Forever. And it's amazing. So, forget about these subscriptions. If you have a business, you want to create some flyers, you want to create some social media posts, whatever, please look for Affinity. All right? Thank me later. It'd be nice if online you just say crispy tea, just, you know what I mean? It would help. I'm just saying. Right? So, I came up with a small little framework for small businesses. I literally did this morning because I asked myself, okay, so what kind of questions do you need to ask yourself in your journey, right? So the first thing is, as a brand, I see that some things have moved there. You need to define your strategy. Now, strategy is a term that is used very loosely. Very few people understand the difference between strategy and plan, right? A plan is a set of actions. I'm going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And most of the time when people talk to you about strategy, they're talking about a plan. Now, here's how strategy is different. A strategy is a set of choices that you make. So you have some assumptions and you tell yourself, we want to win in this industry. To win in that industry, we need to position ourselves on certain playgrounds because it will give us the unfair advantage. So you make a certain set of decisions. Forget about the plan, that's implementation. So a strategy can exist on one slide. So these things of, oh, there's a strategist that is coming to present and they have like 50 slides. I'm like, dude, you don't know what you're doing. I'm sorry. So define your strategy. And if we're talking about marketing now, you need to craft, let me tell you a little story. So there's a client that came to our office yesterday, right? He's selling timber. The first thing he tells me is, so a marketing client, I've hired Eric Omondi. I said, oh, good. For what? No, because, he has a major reach, and I think it's going to work for us. So I told him, yeah, I get it. It's fine. So I told him, the first thing we're going to do for you is we're going to write a very simple brand strategy for your brand. Meaning, what do you stand for? How should you even communicate? What is the personality of your brand? Are you a happy brand? Are you a sad brand? Are you... So that before hiring Eric Omondi, you know already that his brand fits yours or not. So we're not going to do things, we wake up in the morning and then we make a decision. That's not going to happen. So strategy is important, and then we're going to define a positioning. Meaning, how do we want the market to perceive us? And you cannot do positioning if you don't look at the competition that exists. So it's not as simple as this. So people talk to you about build your personal brand. Yes. More importantly, craft a very clear positioning for your personal brand. Right? Anyway, this is not why we're here. The second step is, where's your data? So let me talk to Oncotrition, right? Where does your data sit right now? Is it data that you can act upon? Meaning, it sits maybe in an Excel sheet that is not even named properly, so you don't even know how to find it. So even if you were to use AI for it, you're like, oh my God, where is this thing? And this is where a lot of businesses are struggling. So define your strategy, clean your data, organize it. The thing about AI is your output, the quality of your output is entirely linked to the quality of your data. So this is key. So guys, even if you have 5 clients, just organize, create a nice Excel sheet, name them properly, and you're going to see that it's going to work a lot better for you. The second thing is, the third thing is, everybody is talking to you about SEO. Oh, you need search engine optimization. Well, now it has changed. People are using ChatGPT to do search now. So not really Google. They call it, many terms, generative engine optimization. So how do you make sure that when I go to ChatGPT and I search, you appear first? Get a professional for that. Then, have you created a custom GPT? Have you guys ever gone to ChatGPT and saw what KRA created for VAT? What happens basically, you go there, you ask any questions you want about VAT. When am I supposed to pay my VAT? Oh, sorry about your first business. But, I mean, if ChatGPT was there. So, why am I bringing this up? Every single business on the planet should have it, and it's free. So you go to ChatGPT, and unfortunately I can't demonstrate. I didn't want to have a presentation like that today. I didn't want to do a tools presentation. But you go to ChatGPT, or you go online and you say, how can I create a custom GPT about my business? What it is essentially is a series of questions about your business, so that anyone that goes now to that interface, and it looks like ChatGPT, you say, what services do you offer? It answers. So it's really, really cool. And it's free. So use it. Use it today. The problem when I do this kind of talks and trainings is that people say, yeah. Tomorrow they're like, oh man. So go do it today, right? The next thing is, you already have some content for your business. Are you translating it in other languages? Can you imagine the amount of, here's Oncotrition here in Kenya. What about Angola? So, vision, you don't have to. The content you have right now, the tools exist for you to do it like that. There's no investment per se, right? So, and this is what people are saying. No, we're going to get there. Well, why not do it now if it's free, right? So, translation is really, really important as well for you. Now, one of the most important things in a business, and I spoke about this, do you have a process? Have you documented it? If you've documented the process, I guarantee you, you can automate it. What it means basically is, and today the tools exist in such a way that you don't have to be a programmer. You don't have to understand IT. ChatGPT even has, OpenAI has an automation tool. So you just say, okay, let me give you an example. I'm an event organizer, right? This event. I want to register. So I go to the website. She has to build a website, right? But I believe, so I RSVP, I put my information, and then they receive the information. Good. This is what I would have done with automation. I would have set up automation on one of my emails. I mean, the email that receives emails from different people. Your RSVP, immediately I send you the information saying, thank you very much, we received this, someone is going to get back to you. 2 days before the event, I send you a message saying, know that thing about the dress code? You know, same thing with no coding. So no extra cost for you. So event organizers in this country, for example, I don't know what they're thinking. I really don't know what they're thinking, but maybe they don't know. So automation can drastically change your process and save you a lot of time. There are certain things that you don't want to do. You just set it up in such a way that as soon as you receive this type of email, respond this way, right? That's the simplest way I can put it. And then the last thing is, if you manage to do that, I think you would have managed to get your freedom back. Because there's so many things that you could automate in your life that you don't need to do. There are some people that receive over 500 emails a day. Can you believe that? There's no way I'm reading 500 emails for what? Right? GPT, Gemini can do it for you. All these other things can do it for you. So, to close, I want to talk to you about what I think it takes to win today. Whether you're a business about nutrition or whatever business you're in, I think AI provides one thing that is undeniable. AI can process information very quickly. So imagine, for example, that you're running a business on Instagram and people DM for information. I've seen a lot of businesses like that. With a simple automation tool, you don't have to send information. They want to know the price. You know these things where you go, they tell you, oh, this item is good. You're like, where's the price? They say DM for price. You're like, oh my goodness. So that DM for price, when you DM, you know, automatically, it's not someone that's sitting there at night. So small little things that you can do. So what I think AI can help us do is create great customer experience. So if you want to win today, at the end of the day, guys, everyone is using the same tools. Today, marketing is customer experience. If I have a good experience, I'll tell everyone. So, but you will go to companies and you realize that the marketing budget is huge, the customer experience is like this. It's always been like that. So, if you want to win today, you need to have great CX. Number 2, you need to invest in digital. Guys, don't get all confused with all this AI talk. But it's the very same thing, it's just that the jargon has changed. Back in the days, people were talking about, have you digitized your business? You know, are you on digital? It's the same thing. It's just that technology has evolved, right? So make sure that your business goes through what we call digital transformation. Let me take another example. Back in the days, you could not order your medicine and get it delivered to your home. Today, there are so many options. That industry has gone through digital transformation because they use digital to transform the processes, right? So, and then the last thing, as you know, is content. A lot of people believe that, oh, I'm not a content creator. You know, I don't want to do this. I don't like the camera. Don't do it. Don't do it. You know what's going to happen basically is technology waits for no one. And we're going to get to a point where if you don't have real estate online, we just can't find you. Guys, let me close with this. So, today you're still using your computer to do search. Take any Gen Z and check how they do search. They use, no, Gen Z is even Gen Alpha. They use microphones. So they're like, hey, look for this thing for me. You're like, what? They're not typing. So can you imagine a world where you're not even seeing things now anymore? So you need to know the brand beforehand. If you want to order milk, you don't have options in front of you, so you're going to order the one you remember. Brookside, whatever it is. So you should have built that brand prior. So create as much content as you can. Right? People do business with who they know. That's just the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I think I'm going to end here. Sorry, I know I talk a lot. My illness is even gone somehow. So it's healing. I suppose you haven't stopped me, so...
Actually, I was going to signal you.
Okay.
But we can take questions.
All right.
Yeah.
Any questions? Or was it too boring? It's possible it was too boring, too much jargon. Anybody has a question? Yeah?
I guess I also talk a lot, like some people we know. Question, so what is, this is all about advantages. What are the disadvantages?
Oh, I was hoping to avoid that. So, when it comes to AI, there are two things that I want to point out. Number one, security. And then we have a lot of side effects as well. You're a mental health expert. A lot of people go to ChatGPT for counseling. Yes. Not only counseling, even as a, how do I call it? Instead of consulting someone, let's from their church, they rather actually go to ChatGPT. So I don't know if you guys understand. So it's getting really complicated because you're literally at the mercy of technology. And remember that those systems were trained. So the answers that you're going to get are answers based on their training. So that is really, really dangerous. And in the world, funny enough, there's no legislation. No one is doing anything. There's no law that is preventing these guys from doing it. I saw recently that ChatGPT cannot give you legal advice anymore. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold it. So this is number one. Number two, AI is destroying the planet because AI uses too much energy. Right? Our president recently said that we're going to start, what's the word, what's the term for it? Load shedding. So how can we do load shedding and then now we need power for AI? How are we going to survive? AI is eating up energy. So what's happening now is some people are setting up stuff either under the sea or even on satellites now, you know? But it's a real problem. And technology companies are acting like they're not seeing it. But it's really crazy. So water is going to become something very, very important because it's used to cool the technology, the servers, whatever that we're using. And water is not, okay, they've discovered some new sea under the sea, but still. So those two things, so bad for the environment and could be quite damaging for people that rely on it too much. And I think I read somewhere as well that you start losing your abilities if you rely too much on AI. You don't think anymore. So, use with caution. Anybody else?
Yeah, maybe you can talk about sensitive information and how you use it on AI.
Sensitive information?
Yeah, like maybe sharing IDs or something like that.
All right. So, one thing you need to know about all these AI systems is that you have online versions of them and you have local versions of them as well. So, you can download a local version of ChatGPT, Claude, and whatever, and use it because then you know that your data is actually safe. So if you have something pretty sensitive, I'd rather, you create a safe net that way, right? And I mean, also, generally, don't go and put your credit card information online and you're asking GPT to, I don't know, and guys, remember, it's a computer system. It can get hacked. The day these guys hack all these systems, I don't know what's going to happen. And the problem that we have is that all these companies are just thinking about money. And there is no rule, there's nothing, there's no law that prevents them from doing what they're doing. So one day, and I believe that's what's going to make us wake up, something will happen. There's always a hacker somewhere that is not happy with something. All bank accounts are wiped out. I don't know, something will happen. And then we're going to wake up. The good thing in Africa is we're still behind. Meaning, it's a really good thing because we can watch. It's like we live in Africa and then we look at other countries and they live in the future. Hopefully, the people that are making policies for us here think about this thing and make the right call. In China already now, they're limiting screen time for everybody. They don't care. You cannot use your phone the way you want, right? So, any other question?
Yeah, thanks, Chris, for that. You've given us quite a number of tools. My question is, where do we learn how to use them?
Good. So, you can book a session with me, or no. No, but you can. But here's the thing. This is not why I'm here today. Guys, it's as simple as that. You go to YouTube and you say, I want to learn to use napkin. You have thousands of videos on every single tool. Every single tool. And I don't know how I did this. I didn't put my email address or my phone number. If you encounter any problem, just reach out. Right? Reach out. And maybe I'm going to start a community and start sharing tools and videos and whatever, something like that. So if you have any issues, reach out. But you can literally find content. There are people that are content creators that are waiting. As soon as something is out, they have to have a video out on this. So, yeah?
Yeah, thank you. I have a question from an online guest. They're asking, where do you advise one to start learning AI?
Oh, they are online guests. Hi.
Yeah. And any good courses for machine learning, especially for nutritionists? Or how can you navigate both?
You see, there's no, it's still very new right now, so I'm not sure you'll be able to find something specifically for nutritionists, but I'm pretty sure that you can find something for machine learning. To give an example, all major universities, so one place to start is look for all major universities. They actually have free courses. So they take their degree courses and they put them online, just AI. Also, OpenAI has something that they call OpenAI Academy, the makers of ChatGPT, right? So they show you a lot of things there. So I think I would start somewhere. Or you can go to my YouTube channel as well, because I have a couple of things there, but I think that's probably where I would start. And then again, as I said, I think, Tracy, I don't know how you're going to make sure that people get my contacts, because I'm really willing to actually share resources, because I have access to so many of these. Yes? You have a question? Me too. It's not me, they're asking.
Okay, so I just got sent 2 days before our website for AI, where you can learn for 6 months, and I wanted your input because I was about to fill it in and do it.
So you'll have to show me the website. So when we have a break, just show me the website, and then I'll tell you what I think, right? But guys, learn anything you can for now. Just anything you can. Most importantly, just look at what you do every day and find specific tools on these, and then start widening the net. There's one last question there. I think we're done, but I don't know that this.
Sorry, yeah.
He just looks very cool with his glasses. So I think oh, no, he's in tech. Can we go to break, please?
No, mine is going to be more on marketing.
Okay.
What value have you found in your business in investing in AI? I mean, there's lots of tools. Some are paid, some are not.
Okay.
Have you what investment have you made on your business in
So-
getting a paid tool or something like that, and what returns have you seen?
All right. So the first thing that we use in our business, so we have a couple of things that we're using. We have some automation tools. We use Make. It's a company called this. You use Make. We use a little bit of N8N for automation. But the single most important tool that we've used in our business is Claude, which is a cousin to ChatGPT. These guys were in the same team anyway. So, and the way we've done it, because we have over 20 years of brand strategy experience and all that, so we've taken the knowledge that we have and trained AI, the AI for us, right? Created a couple of projects, trained the AI. So when it comes to creating content for our clients, for example, oh my God, if this video is going to be online, it's not going to be good. But anyway, I mean, we can edit it. So, I guarantee you, and there's one of the guys that I work with here, in yellow here, we do not create content manually anymore, right? The system is pretty streamlined, right? Because we've taken time training. So the way we do it is, so yes, we have our subscription, but the way we do it is, so we do the first run, let's say the first month, and then whatever comes from that month that is really good, we retrain the AI with the same stuff. So to the point that now I think it can actually create content better than us even now, right? So now we're really thinking of the whole automation process. But I just don't want us to do everything with AI as well. I don't think it's fair to our customers. I think we need to at least check certain things as well. But I can guarantee you that our pipeline, I mean, the entire system works seamlessly now, really seamlessly. And it saves us a lot of time. The other thing as well is I would have wanted to show that, I mean, that example. And I think it's Napkin that has really allowed us to save a lot of time. Because we're in marketing, sometimes we have to do presentations for clients or graphs or websites and all that. By streamlining that process, I think we've managed to really save quite a bit of time, right? So, and then at the same time now as well, we haven't managed to do that now, but this is the next thing we're going to do. I was in Ghana 2 years ago, building digital systems for events. So you go to an event, and we allow the crowd to interact with the screen, with different things. But AI can allow us to do it now very easily. So that's the next thing we're going to actually move towards. All right? I don't know if I'm answering your question. All right. Looks like we're done, people. Looks like we're hungry. Thank you very much, guys.
Let's appreciate Chris. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate it. Yeah. Have you learned a lot? Especially for AI, I was just like, wow. This is just, it's just an eye-opener. When you were graduating, the person who was a valedictorian, when he was giving his address, you know the way you finish, and then you say, you give your, you appreciate the different things that you did, the people, and all that. So one of the, because he was an undergrad, and he was a computer student, he also thanked ChatGPT, yeah, for helping him through the, you know, to be able to, he did it on behalf of the students. So he was just saying, I know there are students here who want to thank ChatGPT, you know, for helping me to be able to finish. Anyway, we're going to take a break, and before that, I just want to mention that we have one of our sponsors here, and that's Teams Nutritionist, not Teams the, you know, there's Teams for the one for NTSA, Sijui what, KRA, no, this is Nutritionist. So they have some products, and they've actually been displayed on that table. But I believe also the lady, she's called Phyllis. Phyllis just stand. She has the flyers. You can get to know, as you take a break, get to know what they are selling in terms of just nutrition. So we're going to take a 20-minute break. It is 12:10. So I will beckon us to come back by 12:30. Even if we have not finished what we are consuming, we'll continue. You can just come in with whatever you have. Try to connect with somebody, as I said, who you did not come with. You know, we're also trying to people to network. Yeah, for sure. I am going to Chris will be now on my dial, because I mean whatever he has shared, it's really an eye opener. And then I will be back just for our last session. We'll have a panel where we'll be asking questions, and we'll be asking them questions, and also our own questions from the audience. So with no further ado, we'll take a break. Once you get out of the hall, you just turn on your right. You will see where the table has been set for us. And then I just wanted to mention again, if you need to use the rooms of convenience, just go downstairs, turn on your right. You will see the block there with the ladies and the gents. Karibu sana. Let's take the break.